Hi everybody, it's Jeanne, and this is where I left off last time. For some reason, I've gotten in the middle of doing this by a month and a half, so I am ready to do April and half of May. So just to be different, just to be ornery, just to be a little contrary. So anyway, so there we are, April Fool's Day, and that's my doodles for the day. They have Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which of course there is no ball games right now. So, oh, I've got Stout in here with me, making noises on my floor. So, putting up wallpaper, just for fun. April showers, and so they do bring spring flowers. So there we go. I've got a truck full of spring flowers there. They had this heartstring, and I just added to it. This said building a garden, but I didn't feel like building a garden. I felt like building a house. Kind of a little gnome house, maybe, but which might be kind of fun to put in my garden. Now this one just says puddles, and I just puddled some color on there and then doodled over it. Roots, and it would have been kind of fun, and I might put a real picture of some of my ancestors in there, but I just did a root vegetable. Edible roots. I love carrots. Carrots are my favorite. This is a big fail. Take a time machine to Paris in 1919, and I didn't look at the Eiffel Tower. Just was winging it when I was drawing, and boy, that is not the Eiffel Tower. But if I took a time machine and I went somewhere, I'd like to go to Paris in 1919. At the time, that's what I thought would be a good idea. Now I would second guess that, because that's in the middle of the Spanish flu pandemic. But my favorite author was in Paris in 1919. And actually, no, she was in Paris in 1914. So scratch that. I would like to go to Paris in 1914. I'm going to change that. This is Tea for Two. Funny faces. And I drew two faces, and that's all I got to. But the fun thing about this book is when you're leafing through, you can add, because I only drew one face and then I added another one time when I was just looking through it. April, umbrellas. So I do some umbrellas. April 12th was Easter, but because this book is generic, they don't put in special occasions or special dates. And I had already done the 12th because I did it backwards, and I had forgotten it was Easter, or otherwise I would have maybe made it an Easter theme. But this says going to a rodeo, and I just followed the directions, because even though I'm not a rule follower, sometimes I do follow the directions. Shiny object. You know what? I'm going to add some glitter glue on top of that. I just now thought of it. I thought, I can't make anything look shiny, but I can. I've got sticklers. So after this, I'm going to go in and put sticklers over the top of that and make that shiny. This is just kind of a free day. Put whatever you want to. And I was just drawing stars. I was practicing drawing 5 pointed stars without tracing them or using an eraser. And there's a fail there. just because that was already there, that first one. There's a numbers game, and I just wrote out some numbers up into the 19th, which doesn't make any sense, but I did end up with 70 because this is my birthday month, and this weekend I will be 70. Rabbit ears. I was watching a video, and they had the cutest bunnies with glasses. So all of a sudden, I'm all about bunnies with glasses. As you know by my May journal, I put some glasses on that bunny too. Mines are like flowers. They only open when the time is right. So I combined a clock and flowers. I like that. 11:11. I'm going to tell you, I am always looking at the clock at 11:11. It's the only, every once in a while I see 4:44. I might notice that one. Sometimes I'll notice a birthday, like 5:24 or 12:12, or, sometimes every once in a while I notice that. But 11:11 is consistent. And I read up on that, and there is something about 11:11, and I can't exactly remember, but I do remember someone said, when you look at the clock and it's 11:11, make a wish. Be true. So there's my fuzzy bumblebee. April in Paris, and this is this is a tabletop, 2 chairs on either side. I'm gonna have to explain it because I had to look at it twice. It almost looked like a wristwatch. A bottle of wine and 2 glasses. Here's the street. It's an outdoor cafe. Here's the street, and there's the river in Paris. Is it the Seine? S-E-I-N? S-I-E-N? The Seine River that goes through Paris. And here's a railing there to look over into the river. And yeah, me and Paris, we don't get along, I guess. Tiptoe through the tulips. So if you see at the very top, there's some tippy toes and some tulips, multicolored tulips. And I am going to buy some tulip bulbs and plant them this fall. I don't have any spring bulbs that come up. Well, I do. I have some daffodils. I checked with the neighbor. They're not theirs, so they're mine. I'm claiming them because I think my neighbor would have planted them. And they're right on the line, and I wasn't picking any, but I did pick some, and I left them in the vase so long they dried, and they're beautiful. I love them dried. I might insert a picture of them. So, ebony and ivory. I figured everybody would draw piano keys. But I didn't. I drew a dark elephant with ivory tusks. How about that? And on the 22nd of April, I'm supposed to draw how you feel, and I feel muffled because that's the, I wish I'd have brought it in, my mask. I have a picture of it, so I'll insert a picture of what that mask actually looks like. But yeah, that's me with my hair still actually short. Leave the hat at home. Okay, so it's at home on the hat stand. So that's my take on the doodle prompts. Doodle whatever pops into your mind. And I've been working a lot in my Alice in Wonderland journal, so the Cheshire Cat popped into mine. This doodle what's here, and the color was there, so it kind of reminded me of a butterfly, and so I doodled a butterfly. I found a quote. It said, "Run madly as often as you choose, but do not faint." I thought that was kind of neat. And then this one is, it was so quiet that day, I could hear a pin drop because I'm living alone and social distancing, staying at home, staying inside mostly. But lately I've been outside a lot, and lately I have actually had some company, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. Okay, doodle like Picasso. There's the picture. I'm not too far off, but that's my Picasso. Raining cats, and I hope you can see the cats inside the little raindrops. I must learn to be content with being happier than I deserve. So I just doodled a little tiny watering can because I wanted to remember that quote, because I do think I am actually much happier than any person deserves to be. Okay, this was kind of a doodle your own thing. And then May. My birthday month, yay! I love the month of May. May is my favorite month of the year. Yes, for all kinds of reasons. The weather is usually beautiful. Not this year. Not this year. It's not beautiful this year. But the weather is beautiful usually. Flowers are blooming. You're outdoors. It's not too hot. It's my birthday. I keep saying, it's my birthday. And that's my quote, which you've probably already read. You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Trust, let go, and see what happens. So that's my motto for the month. I might do mottos now every month on that page. And I read it out loud because some people actually just kind of listen. They listen to me when they're going to sleep, or they listen as they're doing housework or whatever. So I did want to read the quote, even though I know you can read it, those of you who are watching. But I'm so happy with somebody who will turn me on and just listen. Just let me just chat away. Need some hours. Okay, so here we go. Month of May. Fly a kite, first day of May. I'm sorry, but I think the kites are for April. Every year in April when I was a kid, we bought kites, we flew them, we got tired of it, we put them away, and we never looked at them, thought about them again. But here in May, fly a kite. Okay. So you can tell it's way up high in the air because here's the houses down here. All the world's abloom, so we have some pretty purple flowers, crocuses probably. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Quote from Martin Luther King. Wanted me to draw a barrel of monkeys. I don't think so. I'm not good with animals. So there's the barrel, sealed up. Monkeys are inside that barrel. And I did my first live, and I harvested magazine. If you would like to see me do another live harvesting magazines again, because I think that's really fun, let me know in the comments. May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I hate lisping, so that always irks me a little bit. But I drew Princess Leia, not the ones with the buns that are so recognizable, but I did the newer Princess Leia, which is with the braids. Happy Cinco de Mayo, 5th. It says 5 of anything. So I did 5 fives because I have no imagination. Pure doodling. Love is in the air. So there's the ground. Here's the air, and there's the love. And then the very next day it said do a rainbow, a rainbow connection. So I thought, well, that's crazy. 2 rainbows on the same page. Okay, there we go. That's it. Okay, but the rainbow connection, I didn't really know what to do, so I did a reverse rainbow and connected them. Okay, how does that work? Think that's okay? And they're not even pretty rainbows, but that's okay. I might write a little rainbow quote. I I might do something because there are some days I just feel like I want to work in here and I don't have anything to do. So I add a quote or two. May 9th, doodle with circles. So I started off with that, and they kind of look like grapes. Then I did that, and that kind of looks like a flower. And then that's my favorite thing to draw, which of course I smeared because the paint was wet. But anyway, that's my doodling with circles. I haven't drawn my giraffe yet. I love to draw giraffes. I don't even know why I haven't drawn it, but I haven't. This is tiny furniture, and I kind of did it on levels. Here's the basement with the washing machine and a clothesline. The front hallway, grandfather clock and table and a lamp. Living room, reading chair and a lamp. Upstairs bedroom, the bed, a lounge, and a lamp to read by. Always a lamp to read by. Always a lamp to read by. And then up in the attic where there's an old trunk and a rocking horse. Those are my tiny treasures, which I didn't ever apparently color in. Okay, coin collector. It was about money. And I thought, okay, I started just to stack coins. And then I drew a buffalo nickel. And that all reminded me of my father-in-law. And that's what he did every night after work. He'd bring home sacks of change and go through the change. He worked at a Kresge store and Kmart's, and so and Kmart for 43 years or something. And so he would pay for the change and then come back, take the change back and get his bills back. But he wanted to always look through the change, and because he loved collecting coins. He loved coins. So I just see him with a cup of coffee and a cigarette and an ashtray. It should be tilted the other way, but once it's drawn in ink. But anyway, I just, it brought a lot of nostalgia to me when I saw that, because my father-in-law just definitely had a passion for coins. This is Under the Tuscan Sun. So I've got a vineyard and a wall and some grapes. And I actually kind of like that doodle. Oh, and that's a cart to collect the grapes. May 14th, we really should be stopping on this page, 14th and 15th. But, okay, you see that page. It said puppy love, but I felt like drawing poppies because I used to have orange poppies, which was really neat. And I love orange poppies. Actually, I had red poppies. Everybody else had orange poppies. I had red poppies. Chinese poppies. Chinese red. But anyway, I love poppies, and so I drew some poppies instead of puppies. This one, there was nothing, so I just doodled on that page. This one says, plant the seeds. And it was amazing because on the 16th was the day we planted the garden. And this is the garden beds that my son built for me. That one doesn't actually go out to the side. It goes out to the front. It's a square. It looks like a 7 for 70. And I have flowers in that part, tomatoes down here, the squash is planted up here, and hopefully it'll vine down. And then tomatoes on this one too, because I love tomatoes. I had to have at least a dozen tomato plants. And if I don't eat them all, I'm sure I can find somebody to help eat them. Doodle whatever pops in your mind, and I just thought I would doodle some leaves. Normally I like to just draw blobs of color and doodle inside. This time I just drew the leaves and then I colored inside. And that's as far as I'm going. So that's half of May and all of April. Hope you liked it. Bye-bye.